Hello and welcome back. It's already time for part 6 of the butterfly effect. A cowl designed by me, Crochet K, hosted by SistersInStitch and Yarn and Colours. We really hope you're having as much fun as we are. We're all very excited about the progress of this blanket and seeing butterflies all over the world. Now, to get ready for round 40, but part 6, you will need to get your colour G if you're following the pattern's colour chart. For me, that is teak. I don't know what you're using. However, before we get started with this round, I want to go through with you. So I will ask you to go and get stitch markers if you have them. Or anything else that you like to mark your work with. We're going to be going through the pattern because we are creating vines that are jumping through part 5 and part 4, connecting them together, climbing up and down like this. We're going to be creating leaves after that, but first we're creating these vines with chains and attaching them. So to make it easier, instead of counting whilst we're going, I'm going to show you what to do. So go and get your stitch markers and go get your pattern. Maybe a little pen might be good. And I'll meet you back here in just a sec. And here we are for round 40. Before we get started, like I said, we're going to be going through what's going to happen. I'll show you first. I've done one round here, one repeat, sorry. We've done one repeat. And I'll also show you what to look out for. Now, this round and this part starts the larger cocoons that are going to be in the corner, okay? So this is the start of them. So the start of this repeat will go down the left side of that cocoon. And when we get to end of it, it's going to be working up the right side, okay? What we're doing as well is we're connecting part 5 to part 4 with these vines that we're going to dress in loads of beautiful leaves in the rounds coming up after this. Now, there is a pattern to this. Obviously, you're reading a pattern. But what I mean is, there's a pattern to where these are placed. For instance, we have 4 of these that go up over here. We're going to be doing elongated single crochets around, move that up a bit, around the cocoon here, which is why, if you remember, I said don't worry about it because we're covering it. And also we're doing front posts around these 3 DCs together over here. But other than that, we're moving up and down rounds. We're going to be actually going up in rounds in 38, 36, 33, and also these couples up here in round 39. All right. So to make sure that you know what's going on, I'm going to do a quick go through so you understand how to locate, where to locate, and where to place your stitches in this. So when I go through this with you, I've actually prepared, like the chef I am, you can see all of these little markers. So we should read the pattern through together, I think. I think it's the best way so you don't get confused. Because, or should I just crochet it at the same time? I'll crochet it at the same time. It probably makes it all clearer when I'm doing it. So I've got my little box of, you can see the corner of it there. I've got my little box of coloured stitch markers that I've used here to make sure that you see where I've placed all the different ones, so there's just not a mumble jumble of all of the same ones. But let's start with this part, and I'll go through the pattern with you. Doing one repeat because this is probably going to take some time. Okay, so starting with the corner, this is probably the easiest bit now, isn't it? From the start of this, we're doing a double crochet, 2 treble, chain 3, 2 treble, and then a double crochet, and that you know how to do. So I'm going to do those not extremely quickly. I'm just going to do them. That. Chaining 3, and doing 2 more trebles. That. Okay, and then finally doing double crochet. Okay, now doing this bit over here is not very complicated either. Again, it's always like this, isn't it? It's just placement of stitches, and that's what it is. You don't have to worry about the rest. We're going to start off with a front post double crochet in the next 2 stitches. Okay, so 2 front post double crochets, 1 and 2. After that, we're doing a double crochet in the next 3 stitches. So make sure you know you've done a front post here. You haven't actually gone in this stitch, so don't miss that stitch. It's almost like a hidden stitch because it looks like you've worked it already. 1, 2, 3. And after this, we're doing 3 half double crochets in the next stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. And in the last one, which is the last, it's the first double crochet of round 39, we're doing a single crochet. Okay, so let's do a single crochet. Now we're going to be climbing down, creating little chain spaces that are going down here to connect this and make this into a cocoon. So now you'll see how the first cocoon starts to get formed. So when we've done that single crochet, we're doing a chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and now it says single crochet in the first unworked back post single crochet around 38. Okay, so when you're crocheting in round 38, that's going to be girly pink. Okay, so you have to step down and see that's going to be this dark one and these pink ones here. Okay, and I've counted them. It's good to know this in the pattern. From the corner I've counted, so in the first, second, third, fourth, unworked. Okay, so I'm not counting all of them, I'm counting the unworked ones. And after the middle I count again, so I start from 0. So I'm doing the same thing as I'm doing from the corner, but from the middle, because it's just easier to count instead of going from the corner or counting, 10, 15 and all that. So when we've done a chain 3, taking away that stitch marker, and I'm doing a single crochet in this unworked back post single crochet from round 38. So that's the start of that. After that, we're going to do a chain 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, now for our next stitch marker, it says front post single crochet around the second back post half double crochet from round 36, and that's this cantaloupe one. Okay, so you'll have to check, you have in the corner you have these clusters, and then we had, I think it was 60 or something, back post half double crochets. So you're going to be counting them. Now you can go through the pattern, find them and mark them so you can actually just crochet, or you simply do what I generally do, which is count it whilst you're crocheting. We've marked it now, which means it's easy enough to find it. So we're doing a front post single crochet around that stitch. Okay, so front post single crochet around that stitch. So that's brought us down all the way here already, you see. After we've done that in the back post from round 36, we're doing a chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and we are doing a single crochet in the corner chain space of round 33. Now round 33 is the last round over here of part 4. So that's why I've put the stitch marker, and I've placed them. You can actually, I guess, place them in the middle here, but I've kept that together, so I'm placing them around round 34, which is the start of part 5. Okay, so going into that stitch there, well, that chain space here, and doing a single crochet. All right, so that's how we've started to create this cocoon. Okay, does that make sense? After that, we're doing another chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Because now we're going to start going away from here. We're going to be going into this stitch. And it says front post single crochet around the 8th back post half double crochet from round 36. Now you can either obviously count from the beginning, but if you've placed this correct, you can just, you know, go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So this is just a way of helping us here, doing this like that. It makes it a bit more, it makes it a little bit easier, I would say. So we're doing that now. This is all going to be connected later, so don't worry if it looks a bit wonky here. It's going to be absolutely fine. So when we've done that, and we've gone up to the 8th back post half double crochet from round 36, we're chaining 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And after that, we are doing a single crochet in the 5th unworked back post single crochet from round 38. Remember I mentioned them? That's what we did the first one there. So 1, 3, 4, and 5, and we're going into the 5th one, so that's the one I've marked there. Okay, so let's do a single crochet there. Okay, and when we've done that, we're chaining 3, 2, and 3. Okay, now we're doing this little thing that looks like this. Okay, so what we're going to do, it looks the same, we do it the same way every time. We're going to do a single crochet in between this double crochet couple. Okay, so I'm calling them DC couples because they're standing together and there's stitches next to them. So we go in between them, not in any stitch, in between them, and do a single crochet. All right, now no chains or anything. This orange marks again in round 38, the next unworked back post single crochet. However, the reason it's orange is because we're not doing single crochets. We're doing one of those cluster ones that we are so familiar with, and it's 3 clusters with single crochets in between. So DC clusters, 2 of them. So 2 DC clusters, chain 1, and in the space again do another DC cluster, like so. Look at that yarn, it's just, it looked like my whole hand was wrapped. Chain 1 again, and then do another double crochet in there. Okay, after that we're fastening this on top as well, in between the next double crochet couple with a single crochet. Okay, so it will look like that. Okay, so after that we're chaining 3. So these do mimic each other, so you will know what to do because you mimic them. Go into the next unworked back post single crochet from round 38, and then we chain 4, which is what we did before, and doing a front post single crochet around the 19th back post half double crochet from round 36, and I've marked it so I don't need to count it. If you haven't marked yours or counted it, probably best to do so, like that. Give you a little sneak peek of what that looks like. So that's what we've done. We're just climbing up, creating this, and then climbing down again. Okay, so we'll be climbing up and down and up and down, and now we're going to be going down here. Okay, so we've created the first little arch here. We're going to call them arches probably. Let's do that. Let me clean up this mess. There's little stitch markers everywhere, and they all ended up in the wrong one. Anyways, you can see it. You can't see the mess behind the scenes. Once we've done that, in the 19th back post half double crochet, we're chaining 16. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And when we've done that, we're going down where I've marked with a red marker here. We're doing an elongated single crochet, which is basically just a long single crochet around the middle of the cocoon. So we're going into the cocoon, picking up our yarn and just doing a single crochet. That's it. And it's just to keep these connected now, which we're doing with this chain. And after we've done that, we're chaining another 16 because we need to get back up again, don't we? Ladders and what's that one called? Ladders and, I'm not counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Snakes and ladders, that's what it's called. Butterflies and ladders. Okay, so when we've done that chain again, let me find myself in the right spot. Chain 16 again, a front post single crochet around the 40th back post, and again I've marked this, so you're going up to round 36 again, I think it is. And I just picked that up and didn't look at where it was. I think it was there. Let me count it. I was looking at the pattern. That wasn't very clever. This was number 19, right? So when I've done 19 and this is 40, so 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. It was that one. I thought it was. It looked like it had a stitch marker in it. So that's another one. And again, you can see we're climbing up here like we have before. So we're chaining 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and doing a single crochet in the 16th unworked back post single crochet, which I know is that one. But counting, obviously, you make sure that you count all of these in between these couples of double crochets. This is what makes it helpful if you mark it beforehand, because you can just keep on going. After that, it's a chain 3, and we're going up in this DC couple and doing in between that, doing a single crochet. Where we have in the next unworked back post single crochet, we're doing our clusters. So 2 of them with single chains in between. So 1 chain and then another one. And then a final one. Oopsie. Oopsie doopsie. Like that. Again, we're going up here to do a single crochet in between the next DC couple, to fasten that a little bit there. Chaining 3 and going down and doing a single crochet over here. Okay, chaining 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, going into this one. Okay, like that. Okay, and when we get here, we're getting close to the middle now, so it's going to be a little bit different. So let's have a look, because we're going to be going down here at some point. Okay, so let's see where we are in our pattern. We've done that, we've done that, we've done we're chaining 11, aren't we? We've done a back post single crochet around the 53rd back post, half double crochet from round 36. We're chaining 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And now we're doing a front post single crochet around the 3DC together from round 33, which I've again marked here with this red stitch, not because you don't know where it is, but it's just easier to see. So we're going around that stitch and doing a front post single crochet around them, attaching this spine. When we've done that, we're chaining 14, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. When you've chained 14, we're doing the middle. I've only marked this with 2 little markers because you're going up and doing a single crochet around the last back post half double crochet before the chain 3 in the middle of round 39, which is the one prior to the one we're doing. So we're going in there and doing a single crochet in there, okay? And when we've done that, sorry for the noise, I'm going to move my pattern along here. There's a lot of written explanations for this one, isn't there? After that, we're in this chain space here. We are creating, like we have before, these clusters, but just like we usually do in the corner. So first do a 2 DC cluster, chain 1, cluster, chain 2, cluster, chain 1, okay, like that. And then chain 2, do another cluster, chain 1, and then the last cluster in there. Now when you're finished with this middle bit, you remember what they look like. We've done them before, okay? Now when you're done with that, you're not going into this hidden stitch, which I've actually marked. I realized, no, I've actually marked the wrong stitch. You're not going into the hidden stitch, you're skipping the hidden stitch and doing a single crochet around the next stitch, okay? Like that. And after that, it looks like that. It looks more even that way, okay? Now we're doing a chain 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Doing that. And we're doing a front post single crochet around the next little 3DC cluster that, well, not 3DC together that we had at the bottom. So let's go in there and do another. Oh, that's the washing machine. That's even my fault this time. Sorry about that. It was quicker than I thought. I had a phone call before, that's why I had to. When I was about to start doing this, the washing was just on, so it wouldn't have bugged us that much. After we've done that, we're chaining 11. And attaching it with a front post in this, which will now then be counting from here, making sure you count the right one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the 8th half double crochet around 36, okay? So that's where you're going in. Oh, come on, see, you're with me. There we go. So when we've done that, we're chaining 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're ending up, see, now I've only marked these 2 because we know what we're doing when we get to these now, because it's the same thing. And now in this unworked back post single crochet, which will be number, what is it, 2? And you can see, count from here then, see, 1 and 2, okay? Chaining 3, 1, 2, 3, and then in between these double crochet cluster couples, no, not cluster, they're not cluster couples, they're just couples. We're doing a single crochet. Then, oh, not in there, but in this, in the unworked stitch here in between, doing one cluster first with 2 double crochets, chain 1, another cluster, like that, and then chain 1, and then another cluster, 1, like that. Okay, again we're doing a single crochet around this one over here, chaining 3, like that, going into the next unworked back post single crochet, chaining 4, and then attaching that over here, which will now then be, we've done the 8th, which will be, let's have a look, in the 8th back post, and then this will be number 21. Okay, so in number 21, which you can count in any way that you want, if you've pre-done it or not. So when we've done that, we're chaining 16, because now we're going down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And now we're going down into our cocoon, which is all the way over here. All the way over here, so we can just take that away, because you're going around the whole thing, just like we have previously. Getting stuck in all of my little stitch markers. So catching all of that, so we're pulling it up a bit, and that elongated single crochet around there, chaining 16 again to get back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Now, knowing where to attach this, we need to check our pattern. I've obviously already done this, but a front post single crochet around the 42nd back post half double crochet of round 36. So it's counting time. So count from where you were last, and it should end up in the right spot. So we're doing that there. And again, chaining 4, going up into this unworked back post single crochet, which again just counts. It says exactly which one you're supposed to be in. Let me have a double check it for you though, you might as well. In the 13th unworked back post single crochet, from round 38, chain 3, 2, 3, and then go up and do a single crochet up here, and then we're doing our little clusters down here in this the unworked back post single crochet. Chain 1, cluster again, chain 1, and then another cluster. Almost at the end of this now, and then you do again up in between that DC cluster. I keep on saying cluster, it's not, it's a couple. There were a couple of double crochets. Chaining 3, do a single crochet, next unworked back post single crochet like that, chain 4, 2, 3, and 4, and then you go into what number? Let's have a look. 53rd back post half double crochet from round 36. Like that. And when we've done that, we're chaining 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now we're going back down here in this corner. We're going to start climbing up, doing the right side of the corner cocoon. All right, let's get rid of that. Don't really need to mark that either, but it's just when it says round this, round, you know, round 31, round 30, it can be hard to calculate also, oh, which round was that? So that's why I wanted to help you with that, because it's not crystal clear all the time. When we've done that, we're doing another chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're doing a front post single crochet in the second to last. Instead of actually I have written out it's number 59, but it's the second to last. It's easier finding it somewhere. Half double crochet from round 36. So go in that and do it there. Okay. After that, we're chaining 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, like that. And in the last unworked back post single crochet from round 38, doing a single crochet, okay, like that, okay. And when we've done that, we're chaining another 3, 1, 2, 3, and going up into the last DC here around 39, and doing a single crochet in that stitch. Let's go into the top of that stitch and do a single crochet. And now we're basically on the home stretch. So it's half double crochets in the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3. Double crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, you can see, 3. And for the final 2 stitches, you only have those 2 stitches. It's front post double crochets, like that. 1 and 2. And that means we have completed that round. I might as well put this in here. Hang on, you didn't drop it. There we go. Okay, so actually we've done this now, and it still looks a bit flimsy, but don't worry about it, because we're going to be dressing them in pretty leaves, and that's how you do this round. Again, easy stitches, complicated placements, but actually when you get the hang of it, and when you crack the code of the fact that this is round 36, this is round 38, this is 39, this is 33, for instance, you'll be fine. Okay, perfect. So I'll meet you back here for round 41. Bye. Hello and welcome for round 41. Now this round I've just been through, and there are quite a few little things that will be good for you to have a look at before you do this round, simply because it's a little bit of a trickster, although it's not, again, it's just placement of stitches. Someone's gonna have to do something about me. But I've gone through the pattern, and as you can see, we are completely, we're completely skipping the corner. Okay, so we're coming across like this. We're starting in the single crochet that we made over here. Okay, and we're going up and down the vines like this, at the same time attaching them in different places. Okay, like this, in different places. So we'll look something like that. Okay, so that's what we're doing. The one thing we're doing different, which is kind of a made-up stitch, it's this, if you've seen it in your what's it called, in the stitch guide and the explanation. If you haven't, you need to go have a look at it. I will explain it though. It's this picot 2B, but it's got a star around it, okay, because it's a bit of a longer picot, and it's actually not very strange. You make the picot as normal. When you've chained your 2, you chain 2, you do a slip stitch in the indicated stitch. So for instance, we've got one here, we've got one here, and when you've done that slip stitch, you do your final slip stitch going through the little legs at the front. completing your picot 2B, okay? So it just means that you're using it as an attachment, okay? Obviously you will see it when I go through it. Other than that, we're just creating all of these now. Leaves, up and down the vines and things like that. So let's see where we get with this. Running out of yarn, so I've got it here in case I need it. We are using colour F. For me that's eucalyptus, and I'll show you what I've done to kind of help me with things along the way when we're doing this. As you can see, if you remember, I showed you, where are they? Haven't used them. I showed you, I think it was actually in part 5, I showed you these 2 places here, which we're using in this round, okay? So we've got this chain space on the back, and where your butterfly wing is, it's the first half double crochet on the back, and I've used the back loop and the 3rd loop going through those 2 to attach on the back. Other than that, there's nothing on the back you're attaching. It's in these 2 places, and also obviously on the corresponding side, on the other side. But other than that, it's actually, you'll see that we're placing things in round 35. That's this round here, coming along here. And the only thing I've done is I've just located all of them, counted them, so this should be number 26. I think this is number 35, for instance. Just because it makes it easier when you're doing it. You can sit and you can count it, but I've just done that. Why else do you have stitch markers, right? We're going up in this one as well, so I've marked that, which is round 39. And other than that, I don't think, I'll mention if we go into any other rounds, but I think it's 35, I think it's 30, 39, and then obviously this chain on the which is round 32, and the half double crochet which is round 31 and 32. So let's get started and see where we end up, okay? Shall we? Now, I've obviously done a little bit of this already, so I am starting over here, connecting these 2 sides. And as I said, we're skipping the whole cocoon on the big cocoon over here. And if you're starting off the round, you're locating your first, whoops, not drop my pattern, because now I won't be able to read anything. Oh, messy mess. Is it a little bit windy, maybe? Hang on, just going to fold a little bit. Please don't fall over. That's not helpful. Like that. Hopefully that will do the trick. Okay, so if you're starting off the round, locate this single crochet that you did in the corner. Go through that and do a single crochet. So you're starting off with a single crochet. Okay, after that we're crocheting in the chain 6 space, and we're doing 7 single crochets and 1 double. So with that, there's nothing strange. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then a double crochet. See how this yarn just kind of crawled up on me now? Look like a little pet. After that, we're doing a front post double crochet around this front post single crochet here, like that. Okay, we've got this little chain full in which we're doing a half double crochet, 4 single crochets, and then a picot 2B. So half double. Sometimes you have to pull these a bit so they fit. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we said we were doing a picot 2B. So chain 2, go through the little legs, do your slip stitch like that. After that, we're doing a front post single crochet around this single crochet. In the three chain space there, we're doing 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, we're skipping the next stitch and doing a front post half double crochet around the cluster. Okay, and the yarn is not gonna, oh, there we go. So it's gonna give me, oh, just because I said that, I said it's not gonna give me any grief. It gave me grief. Look at that. Okay, see, now we're on our way again. So around that cluster, we're doing a front post half double crochet. In the chain space, we're doing 2 double crochets, like so, 2 doubles, and then 1 treble. So yarn over twice, do a treble, like that. And then we're doing a treble around the whole cluster, the next cluster, doing a front post treble, and then another treble going into the chain space, and your 2 double crochets in the same spot. To finish this little top bit off, we're doing a front post half double crochet around the cluster, like that. Again, we're skipping the next stitch, which is this single crochet up here in between that DC couple, and then we're doing 3 single crochets in the chain 3 space. 1, 2, and 3. Front post single crochet around the single crochet here, and after that 4 single crochets and a half double crochet in the next chain space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then half double crochet. Alright, we're doing a front post double crochet around this. Now, when you're doing this, if you're thinking, oh, the right side isn't exactly like the left side, there is a point of that. I haven't actually done them completely exactly the same. In some spaces they're exactly the same, and in some places they're not, because these vines grow wild, so I couldn't control them. After that, we're going to go into this chain 16, okay? And this one is where we're going to use our first picot 2B with a star. In your pattern, you'll see that the star is placed. You have 2 stars. They're placed around where the explanation of where the slip stitch goes, so you know that is that picot, okay? Let's just go so we get there. Starting off with a double crochet in that chain space, doing a picot 2B, like that, doing a half double crochet, 3 singles, 1, 2, 3, doing a half double crochet, half double crochet, and then a double crochet. And now this is where we're doing the first picot 2B with a star. So remember, you chain 2, and then we have a look at the pattern and say slip stitch placed in the 26th stitch around 35. Now I've marked this already, but you just count it from over here, okay, and you get to your 26th, sorry, and when you've done then 2 chains, remember what that is now, you go in, simply do a little slip stitch like that, and now we complete our picot 2B. So we go in between the 2 little front legs and do a slip stitch, okay? So that just means that we've fastened this here in round 5, which is what the aim was. Okay, so when we've done that, we're doing another double crochet, going back and just working in the chain. Now another double crochet, like that, half double crochet, and then 8 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Once we've done those 8, I pushed them a little bit because actually we're attaching this as well down here, so I'm pushing them to make room. It all evens out in the end anyways. Now when we've done those 8, we're doing a half double crochet around the chain. Now pay attention, around the chain from round 32 and in the next chain. Okay, so and around your chain. So we're doing half double, so yarn over, go in through that chain, around your chain, and just do a half double crochet. And it just means that we've fastened it down here. Okay, can't see it with my little hook in the way, but you see like this. Okay, so it's right there. And now still going in the same chain, you know, we're doing a double crochet, we're doing a picot 2B, two double crochets, one half double after that. This is the type of round that you know, if you're not, like if you miss a stitch here and there, it's not going to completely ruin the pattern, so don't feel stressed about, oh, did I do 6, did I do 7? It's always nice to complete it. It's all about the filling of the spaces to make sure that it just looks nice, and but it's not going to obviously ruin anything for the rest of the pattern when you're going along. It's good to know that, because sometimes it can be stressful. I find it can be stressful. So then I've done a half double crochet and then 6 more single crochets in this chain. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, then we're doing a front post single crochet around that elongated single crochet over there. Might end up on over here up on your chains, which doesn't really matter. And after that we're going into this chain 16. So we've done this chain 16, and let's see if I can show you a little bit what it looks like now. So with just this little bit that we've done now, we've already attached, you can see, you've attached the vines going like this. Okay, so that's what that looks like. But let's keep going, we're not done yet. We've got a little bit left to roll. I am really running out of yarn though. Bound to happen when you've gotten this far. I mean, we are actually more than halfway through, but this is why I don't go through as much yarn as everyone else, I think. Gotten far with the seven skeins that I've had. Now we start off in this chain 16 with 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. After that we've got 2 double crochets. 1 and 2. We're doing another picot 2B like that, and then we're doing a double crochet, half double crochet, and now we're doing this. I have to, sorry for the noise of the paper, It says like this in the pattern: single crochet placed on the back of your work in the third stitches of round 32-31, which is the first half double crochet of the butterfly wing and around the chain. Okay, and this is the one I mentioned before that I showed you. I know that this half double crochet that I'm mentioning is the one, it's a single one here before you have these two, I think, is double crochets in the same stitch. So you go on your back and you find that stitch. Like, oh, hang on. So, okay, so that's where I go in around the third loop, and this is the back loop of round 31. Okay, but you also go around your chain. Okay, so you've got basically 4 loops on your hook. Okay, pull through and do a single crochet. All right, and to show you what has happened and what it should look like, it's now fastened both here and there. Okay, like that. This is where you have your little cocoon there. It's fastened like that. Okay, perfect. Once we've done that, we're doing 7 more single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, I'm running out of places here. I'm gonna have to push this quite a lot. Let's see, half double crochet after that. Maybe it's easier to see. Half double crochet, 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. Okay, putting my yarn a bit, slowly running out. And after that, we're doing another picot 2B with a star, placing it in the 35th stitch of round 35, which is why I have this placed. Okay, so remember, chain 2. When that's done, find our place, either if you're counting or if you've placed a stitch marker. Alright, we're going to go into that same spot as that stitch marker, move it over, do a little slip stitch, and when we've done the slip stitch, go through the front 2 legs and do another slip stitch, and that will complete that. Okay, when we've done that, we're doing another double crochet, another half double crochet, 2 more double crochets, 1, 2. We're doing a treble, so yarn over twice, like that, treble. And now we're doing a picot 2B, but we're placing the slip stitch over here between the DC couple. Okay, so chaining 2, locating the 13th couple, and going into them, doing a slip stitch, and then completing the picot by going in the front and doing a slip stitch like that. Okay, when we've done that, we're doing another treble, another double crochet, and a half double crochet, all in this chain space. So we are running out of room, but it's going to look pretty. So treble, double, half, double. Okay, I'm going to show you this in a minute what it looks like. And when we've done that, we're doing a front post single crochet around the front post single. In the chain 4, we're doing 5 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And doing, after that, if I didn't actually need to pull that, a picot 2B, sort of make the leafy feel of it, these little picots. And then we're doing a front post single crochet around the single crochet, 3 singles in the chain 3 space, and now we're back at this, which I'm going to show you in a minute. So, okay, see now, that's what it looks like. So we're attaching these, and the leaves are kind of, you know, just like leaves do, pop out here and there and things like that. It's starting to look very pretty, don't you think? Now, if we're all running out of yarn, let's do it together. See, don't have a lot. We're skipping the next stitch, which is the single crochet, doing a front post half double crochet in the chain 1 space, doing 2 doubles and then a treble, front post treble around the middle cluster, and then a treble. Look at that, running, definitely running out of yarn. And there, going back now. And 2 doubles right there, and then a front post half double crochet, and now that's completed. Okay, I'm gonna change my yarn in a minute. We're skipping that stitch, doing 3 single crochets, so I'm gonna get some new yarn when I start making them. You might be wondering why I'm not pulling from the middle of my skin. I usually do, and I prefer doing that, but for some reason sometimes with these I just don't end up finding. I find it so hard sometimes to find the little end in there that I can pull at. I do like when they actually help you and give you a little sticker that you just pull. I find it so hard to find them, so sometimes I go, oh, I'm not gonna do it. Let's see, I'll probably do 1, 2, quite a lot left in there, and let's do the 3rd one. It's not that much, but you know, like that. Okay, pull at those. Sorry, this is not part of the pattern. I didn't know how to change yarn, but it's just so that we can keep going undisturbed before my kids get home, because they're on their way home. So they're gonna. I've told my husband, tell them I'm not home. Let's see if it works. I don't think it does. So that's 1, 2, and 3 single crochets in that chain 3 space. After we've done that, we're doing a front post single crochet around the front post, well, around the single crochet that is. In the chain 4 space, we're doing a double crochet, picot 2B, that, 2 double crochets, then a half double crochet, oops, spoke too soon, half double crochet, and then a single crochet. We're doing a front post single crochet around this front post single crochet, and now we get to this chain 11 here, and then we have this chain 14 here. So let's see what we're going to do with them. These can be tricky, and for them you're gonna have to count a little bit, but we'll get there. Don't worry about it. Okay, so when we get to this chain 11, we're doing 8 half double crochets and then 6 single crochets. So let's start with 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 8, and then 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Front post single crochet around this front post. Okay, let's get down there. Okay, so we've done that. Again, you might have to port those. There we go. Now we're in the chain 14, and this one you have to pay attention. We're attaching it here, and we're also attaching it in this chain bit that we've just done. So in one of these half double crochets is getting attached. So let's get started. All right, so in the chain 14 we start with 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, we're doing 2 half double crochets. The next one we're attaching, let's have a look where we're attaching it. 2 half double crochets. All right, and now it says half double crochet around chain and in the 3rd half double crochet from the top in chain 11. So now let's count from the top. So let's get rid of that. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, let's see if we can see it. Yep, 1, 2, and 3. So we're attaching it in this one. All right, so we're doing a half double crochet that we are yarning over, going around our chain and locating that third let's move it so you can see it properly. Going yarn, let's do it again, sorry. Yarn over, go around your chain, and then let's locate this stitch. All right, you're gonna see here is 1, 2, 3. It's gonna be that one. Okay, so let's go in there and just grab your yarn through that. And a half double. All right, gonna attach it like that. So when we've done that, we're doing another half double crochet. Oh, come on, do that one again. Doing another half double crochet like that. And now we're doing a single crochet around the 57th stitch of round 35 and around the chain. Now I can tell you that this is the 4th stitch from your middle, just like you're doing the 4th stitch over here from your middle. You can also count it to make sure you get there, but it should be the 4th stitch. Okay, so we're going in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, going in there and around your chain. Okay, and doing that. Once we've done that, we're doing another 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3. After that, we're doing a half double crochet. Again, we're attaching this. So let's have a look if we see over here. Actually, I didn't attach it like that. Hang on. I have to double check because I'm looking at the pattern. So you know what the pages look like, so you know that it's going to be one of those crazy ones. Oh yes, sorry, now I know what I'm doing. I was reading it completely wrong. See, this is why, even for me, I've written this pattern. Sometimes you need to have your head screwed on a lot, and to be quite honest, today a little bit difficult. Okay, so what we're doing, I was reading it completely wrong, but actually it's not that bad. Let's have a look. It says half double crochet in both chain and in the second back post half double crochet from round 39. Now I haven't marked this, and this is why I got confused, but if you remember, we have these back post half double crochets here in round 39, and that's a double crochet, that's a half double, so the second one, so we're actually yarning over, going through our chain and then locating the second one over here and doing that. Okay, it's to catch it up a little bit, and when we've done that, again we're doing half double crochets, 2 of them in the chain, and that's it for this chain 14. This chain 14 is probably the most, I would say this is the most complicated for, because now you can see that we've done this. We've done the first half of this, and this is the little, I think this is probably the trickiest bit, because the placement of it, you just have to make sure you read it correctly, and don't get as confused as I did, because I got confused by my own pattern. Oh, who would have thought? I would. Anyways, but now we're back to crocheting in this, and for this part we're skipping this single crochet. We're doing a front post half double crochet around the cluster, 2 double crochets in the chain space, 1 and 2. Then we're doing a front post double crochet around the next cluster, like that, and in the middle we're doing 2 double crochets, 1, 2, we're doing a treble, 1, 2, 3, chaining just 1, doing another treble in the same chain space, like that, and then 2 double crochets, finishes off the real middle there. Doing a front post double crochet around the next cluster, and then in the chain 1 space doing 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, finishing it all off with a front post half double crochet, like that. Okay, so this one goes a little bit pointy, I like that. These are a little bit more round, and this one goes a little bit pointy. So again, yeah, sorry for the confusion of that one, I just completely got stumped there. But I guess that's the whole point of this, isn't it, that I'm doing this with you, that this is not, it's not, what to say, first of all, it's not rehearsed. I don't have a manuscript, so I'm just making it up as I go along. Not that pattern's there, but the way I'm going to explain it. So sometimes that trips you up a little bit. But this is what this looks like when we've done halfway. Now I'll move it so you can see it. And I think it's starting to look, it looks very pretty. I'm going to be building behind here later on, but for now I think we've got something good going on here, don't you agree? Now let's see if we can keep everything in check and straight and keep going and do the rest of this, because this is a long round. It's already been 35 minutes. But that's what it is. That's why I'm doing 1 and not 2 repeats. All right, now this is again a little bit tricky. So again, it's just a matter of reading the pattern, and hopefully I can help you along the way and not mess it up too much. We're skipping the next stitch, just like we have done in all of these, that we're skipping that single before all of the clusters. Let's get some yarn. We're doing, in this chain 14 that we have now, we're starting off with 2 half double crochets. Two half doubles there. And then we're doing half double crochet in the chain and in the fourth back post half double crochet, which will be the corresponding to the second one we did. Now remember, here you have a hidden one, so 1, 2, 3. Are you with me? So there's actually a hidden one there. Isn't there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's have a look. What does it say? Didn't it say in the fourth? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, because there's actually 5. So it should be ending up being the second one from your left, okay? So we yarn over through a chain and then go into that one, because we have a hidden stitch, and that's why. That's where it ends up, okay? When we've done that, we're doing 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. We're single crocheting in the fourth, have it marked here from there, in the fourth stitch from round 35. Easy to count, I'd marked it anyways. So we'll be going through our chain here first. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4, and there we go. Okay, like that. So we're attaching it. So these things we're doing exactly the same, because we're, you know, creating this formation and this shape here, which I think is very pretty. You should see the notes on my pattern now trying to help me, but it's actually tripping me up a little bit because I don't really know where my eyes are supposed to go. Once we've done that, we are going to keep going in this chain 14, and we're doing 4 half double crochets and 6 single crochets. So 4 half doubles, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and then 6 singles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Like that, you can even it out. Doing a front post. Whoops, getting stuck in my arm. That's becoming an annoying habit. Let me fix it. It's just entangling it. Front post single crochet around the front post single crochet. Nothing strange with that. Pull that a little bit and it pulls it down. And when we've done that, we're going into the chain 11. Now this is where we're going to, obviously as we've done with this, attach it to this one over here. Okay, so we're doing this a little bit differently than we did the other chain. That's why I meant they're not exactly the same, because they have different functions and have to do different things when you go up and down the chains. So in chain 11, we're starting off with 6 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so starting off with that chain 6. No, not chain 6. 6 single crochets. After that, we're doing 5 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And difference in this one is that we're not actually doing a half double that we're doing together with a half double. We're slip stitching around the post, okay, of the 7th half double crochet from chain 14. Now it's calculated the 7th because chain 14 actually starts up here. However, I've also written in there so that it should be easy for you. It should be the one after the single crochet made in round 35. So if you find your attachment here, it's going to be the half double crochet straight after that. All right, so we're doing a slip stitch around the post of that, just to attach this, just so we attach this like that. Let's do a little slip stitch, and after we've done that little slip stitch, we're doing another 3 half double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so let me get that for you. So that's what it looks like. It's trying to create it the same thing as you have on the other side. All right. So that was the tricky part about that. Okay. So when we've done that, we can breathe easy again. Right. Front post single crochet around the front post single crochet. Now these ones we're getting a hang of now. We're in the chain 4 and we're doing a single crochet, a half double crochet, 2 double crochets like that, another picot 2B, and finishing that chain 4 with a double crochet. Around this front post, well, around the single crochet, we're doing a front post single crochet like that to bring it down a little, and then 3 single crochets in the chain 3 space. This round isn't giving me a lot of room to babble on about other things, so for those of you who are happy about that, ooh, you're welcome. And for the others, oh, don't worry, I'll get to the babbling part sometime too. All right, so after that we're skipping this stitch, skipping the next stitch and doing a front post half double crochet around the cluster. When we've done that, we're doing 2 double crochets and 1 treble in the chain 1 space like that. Yarning over twice and doing a front post treble around the middle cluster, and again in that chain 1 space we're doing a treble and then 2 double crochets. Oopsie doopsie. Front post half double crochet around the cluster, skipping the next stitch and doing 3 single crochets in the chain 3 like that. Okay, so let's have a little look. I'm doing this for this round, so I'm doing little bits and pieces that you can actually see what's going on, because I think that's more fun. Okay, so you can see what's happened to this part here now. You can pull in things on these to make them a little bit more even and cover the brown from the previous round, because as you can see, it's looks pretty, doesn't it? Something's happening and you've got these interesting angles and shapes and things happening just in general over here. Okay, let's get more yarn, let's get this done. We're basically almost at on our next chain 16. Let's do the chain 4 before we do that though. All right, so when we've done that, we're doing, let me see, we've been in the chain 3 space, and then, after we're doing a front post single crochet around the single crochet, and now we're actually doing a picot 2B. So I almost didn't find it in my pattern. It's a little bit different. And then we're doing 5 single crochets in this chain 4 space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then a front post single crochet around this front post single crochet. There we go. See, now we're getting to our next chain 16. Now it's the home stretch. We're almost done. It's funny, when my husband was about to leave to get the kids, I said, yeah, I mentioned this before, don't tell them I'm at home. And then I looked at my watch and said, oh, this shouldn't take an hour. Take that. And he said, yes, it will. He knows me very well. We're starting off with a half double crochet and then a double like that. We're doing a treble, and now we're doing picot 2B with the star, so we're placing that in between the 6th double crochet couples, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, just where I placed my little marker. So let's do chain 2, let's go in where that marker is, do a little slip stitch, and then go through the bottom 2 again, a slip stitch. We can now remove this because that's not going to look pretty if it stays. So that's what we've done there to attach our yarn a little bit. When we've done that, we're going to do a treble. And then after the treble, 2 double crochets. Half double, and then a double again, whoops, double. We're doing another picot 2B, and this time placing it over here in this 26th stitch around 35. So either you've calculated it, so I've already done my chain 2, either you've calculated it or you calculate it now. Oops. Go through that slip stitch, go through those front 2 legs and slip stitch, and that's done. When you've done that, we're doing 2 double crochets, half double crochet, 6 single crochets, so 2 doubles, first 1 and 2, and then a half double, and doing, whoops, not yarning over because we're doing 7, 1, singles, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we're doing the single crochet, if you remember, attaching it on the back of the butterfly wing. Okay, so we're doing it just the same way as we did on the other side. So we're just having to locate that first half double crochet, which is the one after those 2. If you're looking at the white, it's easier to actually find it. So I'm going to go down and go into that. So let's see where it is. It's there. I'll see if I can show it very clearly. That's going to be your half double. So by having a look, it's going to be that one. Okay, go through that, and to make it sturdy, I've gone through 2. So also back loop of the one underneath it, so round 31. Okay, and then we're going again around the chain. So if you remember, it's almost like having four loops on your hook. Going through those 3 loops and then doing your completing your single crochet. So when you've done that, we're just going to stay in this and do a half double crochet. Not doing a picot yet. A double crochet, picot 2B. The baby's got hiccups again. 2 double crochets, 1, 2, and then 3 single crochets, 1, 2, and 3. And we're doing a front post single crochet around this elongated single crochet here. So that's 1. And now we've only got this 16 space left. Let's chain 16. Let's have a look though, what's going on. We've attached it here. So going back, almost done. Well done, guys. This is actually a tricky one. I would say it is a tricky one. Let's keep on going so we get to the end of this. In the next chain 16, we're starting off with 6 single crochets, so easy enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We're doing a half double crochet like that, 2 double crochets, 1, 2, picot 2B, 1, 2, going through them at the bottom, another double crochet, half double crochet around not just your chain but also this unworked little chain at the back. Okay, so we yarn over, go through that chain here first, grab your chain as well and do your half double crochet. Now that's also attached. All right, when we've done that, we grab some more yarn because that's what we do. 8 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, and we have quite a far to go, so I'm putting this down a little bit. Okay, we've done 8 single crochets. We're now doing a half double crochet, a double crochet, and now we're doing another picot 2B with a little star. So it's going to be around this 35th stitch, around 35. So I know that it's there because I've marked it. Thing is, counting and doing all of that in the beginning, it just makes this a little bit more easy. Although you can still count whilst you're doing it. But again, I think this is the first, like, I usually don't use a lot of stitch markers, but for this actually I have. Alright, so when we've done that, we're doing a double crochet, and we're doing a half double, 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, doing a half double again, doing a picot 2B, and then we're doing 2 double crochets, 1, 2, front post double crochet around this front post single crochet, and now we're in this chain 4 space in which we're doing 1 half double and 4 singles, 1 half double, 4 singles, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Front post single crochet around your front post around the single crochet, 3 single crochets in the chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Now this one you should be quite familiar with now. We've done 3. Skipping the next stitch, front post half double crochet around the cluster, 2 double crochets and a treble in the chain 1 space like that. Front post treble around the cluster, and then treble and 2 doubles in the chain 1 space like that. And then a front post half double crochet around the cluster, and that's that little bit done. Skipping that next stitch and doing 3 single crochets in the chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. All right, and now we have another chain 4 in that we're doing, before we get to that, we're doing a front post single crochet around the single crochet. Now we're in the chain 4 space, and now we're doing like we've done before, we're doing a picot 2 before we continue. Picot 2 in that front post single, 4 single crochets and 1 half double in the chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a half double like that. We're doing a front post double crochet around this front post stitch, double. Once we've done that, we're doing 1 double crochet and 7 single crochets in the chain 6 space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, and after that we are doing single crochet in single crochet in the single crochet here. Now doing a chain 1 as well, sorry, missed that, a chain 1. Okay, there we have it. You made it to the end. I'm going to attach this and we're just going to have a look at it a little bit quickly. Almost missed that chain 1 in the end, but there you have it, doing chain 1. Okay, so we managed to make it to the end. You can see these vines going up and down the blanket now, and they will do. And then we're going to keep on building as well for the next rounds. So that one took 58 minutes and a little bit more. Thank you guys for your patience. Sorry for almost missing that. I did miss it though, but getting confused. But again, it is sometimes hard to follow the pattern when the pattern's not straight in front of you. It makes it a lot easier when you can actually keep a really close eye on what you're doing. I hope you had fun with this. I know it's a bit challenging. I think you're all doing really well, and I'll see you back here for round 42. Bye! Hello and welcome back. It's round 42. Did you survive round 41? Well, hopefully if you're here for round 42, you did. Now round 42 will probably be a breeze for you because it's very simple and it does this. We're working the corner with colour B. For me that's cantaloupe. Oh, I haven't fastened those. I'll have to do that. You're simply just crocheting and making some chain spaces. Nothing strange about this round. I'll go with you once. I don't think you need me more. I'm hoping now I'm not going to run out of yarn because I'm not very prepared. I'll have to run off screen then quickly and get some more yarn. But I think you'll survive that as well. Now, let's just get started. Okay, so the corner is made up out of 2 half double crochets, 1 double crochet, chain 2 double crochet, and then 2 half double crochets. So let's just do it. This round is so simple, very straightforward. Also quite a nice round to do after the one that you've just had. That's a little bit you need to concentrate and everything. It's quite nice to get something to just relax and just go. Okay, don't miss your hidden stitch. We're doing 12 half double crochets in the next 12 stitches. That should be all of your stitches that are here before this turns into a chain. So let's start by doing that. So we're actually crocheting, if you're noticing now, we're crocheting around 40, because 41 is this green bit. We're not crocheting in that. So we're actually crocheting around 40, which is good to know. And after that, we're going into round 39. So we're crocheting in not the previous round. So 12 of these little half doubles that we're doing here, like that. I keep on thinking, oh, I wonder if I will be finishing the tutorial in my new room or if I'll finish them actually in here. Depends on how quick my husband is building and how fast I can decide on everything I want in there. Setting up a different different setup when it comes to tables and stuff, so I have to be very clever with that before I make my choice. Now that should be 12. Did I say 12 before, or did I say 13? Anyways, it should be 12. Let's double check it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Perfect. And now we're jumping down into round 39. We're starting off in the chain space, okay? And you need to make sure that you're crocheting in all of the stitches and also around the chain spaces, okay? Now, when you crochet in a chain space, I'm not sure if we've gone through this, but let's do it quick, even so. You actually crochet around the chain. I know sometimes people will crochet in the stitch of the chain, like that, like going through the, you know, the stitch. We're not doing that, we're crocheting around it, okay? And we're gonna do double crochets in the next 13 stitches, okay? So let's do that. So I have a few things I need to figure out. I first of all need to have, obviously, I like standing up and working. So I need a tall desk, which is not a problem really. But we're changing around, so we're not using the desk I already have. I want a place where I can crochet tutorials and stuff easy and have what I have here. Just move that onto something else, but I can't have that on my big table that I want to stand up at, because obviously my husband screwed this to the desk to make sure it was secure, which is probably the best way of doing it. So we have to have room for that. And also I want room for my sewing machine. Not that I do a lot of sewing, but I do on occasion. It's quite nice because Minu is starting to enjoy sewing, and she's already on her own on my sewing machine sewn a little like a little blanket thing for the baby, which is very sweet. Okay, so 13 stitches should mean that the last stitch you do is in this chain space. Let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Okay, after this we chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we skip 5. Skipping these 5 means that you're skipping, it's easy if you look at the back actually, these two double crochet pairs that we've got here, the couples, and also this chain in between. So the last thing you should have crocheted in is a chain, and you could jump over and crochet in the chain over here. So keep on doing double crochets, and we're doing 28. So let's start 1, 2. I don't really need to count this because I know it's so straightforward, so I can keep talking. No, so I think it's nice to have this little spot in my room where you can also use the sewing machine. Now if this is going to be that I can put it away and I use the table for something else, I'm not really sure. But it's hard when everything's not in there yet to know, because also I want to make sure that I can sit down comfortably in an armchair. That takes up quite a lot of room, you know, things like that. It's just a lot of things. Thankfully, because of my storage that I have behind my room, that makes things a lot easier for me. Also means I have an escape route. Someone's coming to take my yarn. I have 2 exits and 2 entrances as well into my room. Whoopsie, oopsie, doopsie. No. Alright. Okay. Now, when you get here, you'll see that you've not done 28. And you're going to keep going. We've got this fasten here with that special picot from the last round. But we're going to crochet in the same stitch even though that's been used, okay? So it looks like it's in between these two, this DC couple here. So go into the first double crochet and go in there. Now I've pulled it to, I haven't written how you want to do this because you can choose, because it doesn't really matter because you're crocheting as much. I've pulled them a bit to that side and gone into the stitch that way. You can crochet either side on it really. It's not really gonna make that much of a difference, so it's just a personal preference thing, I think. Like that. Let's see where we are. Just still got 2 more stitches here to go before, I think before maybe even 1 more. Let's check. Yeah, that should be it. Let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, 28. So there's the chain space here before the double crochet couple, the DC couple that's holding your middle bit together. Okay. And for this space, you're skipping as well. Oh, see, I haven't fastened that either. Okay, what have you been doing? Apparently nothing. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. See, when I drop them, I do them all again. We're supposed to chain 12. When I drop it, not if I've done like 20, you know, a million. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Stop. And now we are skipping here. We are skipping the chain spaces. We're skipping 5 stitches really. We'll see on the back we're skipping these 5 stitches here, and going. Oh, we're not in the middle yet. We're not chaining 12. I was too eager. I thought we'd gotten too far. You didn't say anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why didn't you tell me? We're just skipping 5. I was just looking. This doesn't look correct. Again, going into here to the chain space. It's like that, isn't it? The easiest round ever, and then you muck it up. You don't. We're chaining 12 for the next bit. I was getting too ahead of myself. 6 double crochets in the next stitches, starting in that again chain space. So 1, 2, 3, 4. If you wonder why I went quiet, I was thinking, should I just redo this whole thing? And then I thought, actually, people can just laugh at me instead. It's better. 6 stitches here. Now we're chaining 12, and we're skipping all of these stitches on the back. Okay, let's see what it says. It says skip 8 stitches and include the chain space. So that's the chain space. So we'll be skipping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Was that not? Okay, let's do this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we're going into the next available stitch over here. Okay, so we're chaining 12. So let's do this again. And you've seen I'm a master at chaining 12. I only dropped it once. I had to undo it because it was wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And again, we're doing double crochet. So 6 of them going into the next spot that's available. 1, 2, chain space, 3, 1, 2, chain space, and that's 6. Okay, and now again chaining 5. We're back to this. You're only chaining 12 once, and that's over here, and the other ones are 5. Sorry about that muck up. I'm just human apparently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we've done this before, skipping 5 stitches, going into the next one and doing 28 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and we can just keep on going. Now I think I heard the door, and I've left my door open, so I hope it's not that my husband came home, because I thought, oh, I can crochet this, no one's at home, I don't have to have the doors closed. Good at jinxing stuff, by the way. Very good at jinxing stuff. Let's find that one. Just because of that, I'm like, when has the baby kicked today? It's one of those things when you're doing loads of things, you don't notice it. Thank you. Started kicking as soon as I said, that's a good baby. Usually babies don't listen to you. They just really don't do what you want them to do. It's always like that when you're getting close to the end. I don't think I can't remember if I was worried about it with the other one, especially not when new. Never worried about anything like that. And that was the first one. Usually you're most worried then. I don't know. Oh well. Whoopsie doops. Almost done. See, this round is, I mean, except you're doing quite a lot of stitches, it's simple and it's quite nice because it's quite it's just quite, you know, you just go along doing these double crochets. It builds quite a lot, but I do always count though. I kind of just go because I know where to stop, and you'll see the pattern as well. But I think it's nice to count them to make sure, because obviously when it comes to this you need to know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, 8. Chaining 5 and skipping 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because when you come up, you don't really know what's going to happen in the next round, and it's always good and make sure that you know the stitch count is. I've spoken about this too many times now. Sorry. God, I'm good at repeating myself. I don't think I have that many interesting things to say anymore. I need Tess. Tess should sit here next to me, so when I have stitches like this, she could just start talking about random things like copyright or motherhood and other things that we speak about in our podcast instead. That would make things a lot easier for me, because sitting here talking on my own. I had a friend when I lived in London, lovely girl called Misha, who she was staying at my house, and we just had dinner and I was upstairs, and this was at music uni, and she was standing doing the dishes talking, and I said to her, who are you talking to? And this is like, you have to realise, like, there was mobile phones and stuff, but like I don't think you had hands-free and things like that. So anyways, I was like, who are you talking to? And she looked up and she's like, don't you talk to yourself? And I was like, no. And she just started laughing at me, and I was like, I don't talk to myself. Do you talk to yourself? Anyway, it's very funny. So she was standing there talking to herself. I don't usually do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. And now what we should be left with is going into this. Make sure you don't miss the hidden stitch here. It's not very hidden because you can see it, but it's right there, and you're doing 12 half double crochets, and that's the end of this repeat. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward. And once you've done that and gone all the way around, I'll meet you back here again for round 30. No, we've done loads of 30 already. 43. I inverted the numbers, sorry. There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So now all you have to do is cut your yarn. I got my little scissors. You wouldn't know, but I showed her my stories yesterday because Jo had gone in here yesterday. She is such a naughty little girl, I can tell you that. She'd gone in here yesterday, and I was in my news bedroom. We were playing a game, and then we laid this really lovely puzzle that she's got. My husband was cooking dinner at the time, but he was also watching Jo, and I'd closed my door. I hadn't locked it because I was sorting out some of the tutorials and downloading it from my movie and things like that. And whilst I was doing it, I came in to check on the progress of the downloading, to, you know, because it takes such a long time, and when it's finally done you just want to start uploading things and continuing your work. And I opened my computer and I was like, yeah, you've not been here on your own now, have you? And I said to my husband, oh, she's been in there. He's like, oh, she hasn't been there now. And I said, well, yes, she has. Well, no, I've had an eye on her. I was like, you have not had an eye on her, because she's been in my room. And he's like, well, it must have been before. And we had this whole thing. And I was like, I know, because I was, you know, I was in there when we went to the bathroom. And then when I went in again, it's funny how you don't even pay attention yourself. I was sitting and I dropped something, and I could hear that it ended up dropping on something else. I looked down, and all of a sudden I just see how everything is really on the floor. Like all of my stitch markers are on the floor. My hand lotion, which is this, was opened and on the floor, and everything was on the floor. And I was like, oh, you've really been at it here. And it's funny because she'd gone in, she'd done some searches on my computer. She didn't really find anything because she can't spell, because she's 2 going on 2.5. However, she did, when she was done, she'd walked out. She didn't close the door, but she'd walked out, and then she'd gone straight to my husband. She's given him a hug. So he was, you know, none the wiser, and just thought, oh, that's sweet. She's just been, you know, playing around in her room, which she hadn't. I need to fasten these. This is where my yarn, I ended up with having to change yarns, or a new skein of yarn. So let me do that as well. So anyway, she's a naughty little girl. It's very fun for the parts where it's not something that has broken, that can't be fixed, and things like that. There's a few things. That's why when I'm making my studio now, I am displaying my teacups where I want them, because I am really, I love them. They all have some sort of special meaning to me, especially the ones that, you know, I had one that I really, really loved that I now have a plant in, that was my pregnancy cup for when Jolene, I was expecting her, but that's been broken by kids because they dropped it. And I mean, they obviously don't know and understand. They were just playing. But for me, it's sad because I obviously loved that cup. So I'll see if I can replace it at one point. But for now, it will have to do with having plants in it. Still with me. So there we go. That's those 2 done. And I had more to fasten, didn't I? No, I've fastened that actually. These ones I've already fastened. Where did they go? Oh well. I'd already fastened them, I just hadn't cut the little ends off. I'll find them later. Anyways, but well done, guys. This is what it looks like now. So we're building more and more back here. You can see what's going on here. Soon we're going to be doing more of this cocoon as well. But for next round, it's 43. We're using color A. See you back in a minute. Hello and welcome back for round 43. We're using color A, which is sunflower for me. Now this again is a pretty straightforward round. We're basically doing just what we've done here. Another chain space there. The only difference is we're connecting the chain space that we did in the previous round together with the chain space on top here of round 41. So that's what we're doing, and doing double crochet stuff. So it's pretty straightforward. So let's just get started so we can find out exactly what we're doing. The corner, again, if I run out of yarn for this one, I again have to run and go and get more yarn. But we'll see. This is like a chicken race. It'll be fun. Let's start in the corner. 2 half double crochets, chain 1, and then 2 half double crochets. Okay, so 1, 2, chain 1, and then another 2 half doubles. Now for the next 3 stitches, we're doing a little bit of a repeat. You'll see in brackets says double crochet and back post double crochet around the same stitch. So don't forget you've got a hidden stitch. So let's start by doing a double crochet in that hidden stitch, like that. And now the same one that we've just done the stitch in is the one that we're doing our back post double crochet around, all right? Like that. Then doing that again, so in the next stitch, double crochet, And then around the same one, we're again doing a back post double crochet, like that. And again in the next stitch, like that. Up. And like that. Alright? So it looks like this, okay? A little bit of texture in that, and a bit different texture than we've used before. Now we're doing double crochets in the next 9 stitches. So let's probably count that because I'm not sure when that stops. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, so once we've done 9, you can see that we're not really finished with this whole side here before the cocoon goes off. We're doing half double crochets in the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3, and that should bring us to the end of that one that tails off. Now we're doing double crochets in the next 13 stitches, and this is where it becomes the same up until here, where we're doing those 6, because we're crocheting double crochets in all of the stitches, chaining 5, skipping the chain space, and then double crocheting, and doing the same thing here, chaining 5, skipping 5, and doing double crochets in those 6. So let's just keep going and see where we end up, shall we? Just doing double crochets all the way. This again is a round that's pretty just relaxed and straightforward, which is also again really nice. I think it's when you've had to really sit down and focus, and believe me, it's a funny thing. I was talking to one of my translators about this, and she just laughed at me because I said making this tutorial was actually the 2nd time I'm crocheting this blanket. It's not like I haven't done a zillion makes of this yet, and it's, first of all, I think it's fun. I must say that I'm enjoying doing it again, but it's also interesting to see the way that I'm happy with the way that I created this, in the sense that I was writing, compared to usually when I write patterns, when I usually write by hand with a pen and paper. So skip 5, skip 5, skip the chain 5, create a chain of 5, and then keep going on the other side. Don't miss your hidden stitch. I usually do everything by hand, but for this pattern I actually wrote everything in the computer straight away, and it's made editing and everything so much easier. And then I've had obviously my testers. I'm finding things as I've gone along, and I've been able to find the things that the testers missed, like little tiny things, like, oh, there was an extra S over here, that's not supposed to be there, or things like that. But hopefully not too many things have snuck through in the pattern. It's hard like that because there's no way of actually checking. There's no way of actually checking the pattern in a way that you would want, is there? It's not like in an Excel that you can just say, oh, by the way, is the stitch count correct? Yeah, I don't know. And that's the worst, isn't it? For me, the stitch count is more important than I don't never sit and count at the end if I've done something. I'd rather just make sure, if this said 13, I'm going to count 13 when I've just done it, because sitting and counting, so many stitches, that it takes a long time. Then again, Rather safe than sorry. Especially when you're doing something like this. That should be 28. If I've been in every single stitch, we should be at 28. Again, chaining 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skipping the chain 5 and going into this next stitch. And doing 6 more doubles. As soon as I'm quiet, I hear so many things in my room. Interesting. That's 6 done. Now what you're going to do is you're going to chain 5. Let's do that first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you're going to do a single crochet through this chain space. Grab that chain on the back. Do a single crochet. After that, we're doing a chain 1 and a single crochet in the same space, like that. Chaining 5 again. 3, 4, 5 to get to the other side. And then let's just go back. So just a loads and loads more of double crochets really. So let's start that. So today it's week 35, which is insane. It's going very, it's not week 30, well it is week 35, but that was actually yesterday, it just hit me now. It's going by so quickly, and next week is when we have all of the exciting things, like all of the midwives are coming to visit us to discuss the home birth, which is so exciting. Chaining 5, skipping 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is really exciting. And what else? Yeah, just loads of things happening with regards to the baby. I'm seeing doctors and doing all that kind of stuff that you have to do, and because I've got a bit of a heart condition, I need to have a ultrasound of my heart, things like that. That's all next week as well. Hopefully the snow and the ice will disappear, because I'm not a big fan of driving in snow and ice. It's actually not that hard. It's not that, we just don't have those, what are they called? In Sweden they're called dubs. I don't know what they're called in English actually. That you have on, well, winter time. We have winter tires obviously, but we don't have the ones with the little spikes, which means it's not as safe. But the thing is, there's some certain streets in the middle of Stockholm here that you're not allowed to drive with the spikes because the air gets too bad, which is a good thing. They take care of the air where we live. Today there's gymnastics on the agenda for me now. What else is going on in my life whilst you're doing all of these double crochets? No, it's like I talked about probably in the last one. I need to sort out with my desks and everything, and oh, I need to call this place with this lamp I really want to get. It's a lamp made out of a teapot. It's beautiful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Some people probably call it tacky. I think it's amazing. But that's because I have this whole, obviously this. Skip 5, chain 5. And for the last, we're doing 13 more of these double crochets. So you need to make sure we just do 13. But I really love it. But I love all these old teacups and things that, oh, it's just the best thing. They make me so happy because they're just beautiful. Don't you just love surrounding yourself with beautiful things? I think that's the best way to live. Have beautiful things around you that you love. Oh. I think we're going to make it with this little piece of string, this little piece of yarn that I have. Oh, come on, ridiculous. I probably need lunch, that's why. Let's blame it on lunch. Blame it on my husband. I thought he'd be home by now. I want him to get me sushi. Okay, so that should be 13. Let's double check it so that we're correct at the end of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, see, 13. And after those 13, we're doing half double crochet in 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Really running out of yarn. 3, and then we're doing double crochet in the next 9 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, oopsie, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now the only thing we have actually left until we get to the corner is exactly what we did in the beginning. So we're doing a double crochet and then a back post double crochet around the same stitch. We're doing that 3 times. So let's start off with a double crochet and then go behind the same stitch you just made that in and do a double crochet. Don't get stuck in your yarn like I always do. That. I was sitting actually when I was crocheting the end of round 41, I think it was, on my own. I was listening to the music actually for the cow. It's actually quite soothing. Not bad job. Okay, there we go. So as you know, this is getting extremely difficult now to show you exactly what's going on. I need to start thinking about how to do that. But the most important thing is that we're getting it done. So you can see what's going on here. We have these here. We fasten that with these little ones, and yeah, looks like this. We're getting to the cocoons really soon. But for now, I'll meet you back for round 44. It's Colour C. Girly pink for me. What is it for you? See you back in a minute. Bye. Hello, welcome back for round 44. This is an exciting round. I think this is a fun one. And actually, the difference is that this time we're not actually going all the way around at all. We are working to create these cocoons, the large ones that we have here. We've already created our first cocoons, and then also these little small ones that are a bit, you know, small little tricky ones here and there, and now we're about to create the large ones. It will look like this when we're finished. So we are you'll be cutting a yarn 1, 2, 3, 4 times this round, so you're actually attaching, we're just crocheting this bit here. Let's just get started straight away. I think this is really fun and it's a quick round. But it's an exciting one because so many things happen. Colour C, girly pink for me. It rhymes. Didn't really plan on that happening, but it did. Let's have a look where we are starting. We're starting in the little chain space. That is the corner. We are creating 2 double crochets, 3 trebles and 2 doubles in the same spot. So I do a standing one, so you yarn over, insert hook, 3 loops on your hook and complete your double crochet. So let's do 2 and then 3 trebles in the same spot. After that, 2 more double crochets, also in the same spot. No chain spaces or anything for this because creating this cocoon, you don't want that. So now we start off by doing a front post double crochet around these 2 stitches from your corner, around both of them, like that. Then we have front post double crochets in the next 6 stitches. Okay, so front post, as you know how to do them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I have to double check my count there. And after we've done that, we're doing 6 double crochet 2 together. Okay, so going into the next stitch, and don't complete your double crochet, yarn over and go into the next one, don't complete that, 3 loops on your hook and complete this stitch. So we're connecting 2 stitches together with 1 stitch. I think we've done that, haven't we? Not sure now. I think we have. We're doing 6 of them anyways. The last stitch you should end up in should be the last half double crochet from the previous round. We've done 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you should see that that's the last half double crochet that we're in there. Then it goes on to doing these double crochets, which we're not going into, because now here's for the fun part. Now we're going to crochet around all these chains and then up the chains and up there again, and that's the end of that repeat really, so it's not that long. We're going to start off by making a treble, catching this chain here from round, let's see which round it is, 40. So we're jumping into that, which is teak in my color as well. Yarn over twice, do a treble, and then 2 double crochets. Okay, like that. Okay, will look absolutely fantastic. Back post double crochet around the front post single crochet. In the next chain, we're doing 5 double crochets. 1. Dropped that, didn't I? Need to look at what I'm doing. I didn't. I've done 1. Sa-la-la. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. When we've done 5, we're doing back post double crochet around the front post single crochet. Okay, so around that, and then we're doing 6 double crochets in the next chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, and now you might want to turn your blanket a bit and actually work. Oh, let me move it on the other side and work like this. Work upside down. Now we're doing a treble 2 together, connecting these 2 chains so that we can start crocheting up the other side. So yarn over twice, don't complete the treble in the chain that you're in, yarn over twice, go over to the next chain, and again don't complete that. 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, and complete it, so you connect them like that. And after that, we're doing exactly what we've just done, but up the other side. So 6 double crochets in this chain space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Again, we're doing a back post double crochet around the front post single crochet, connecting the chains, well, keeping them separate actually. Next chain space, we're doing 5 double crochets. doing things upside down. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then we're doing a double crochet again, a back post double crochet around that front post. Now we're in our last little chain space, in which we're doing 2 double crochets and then a treble to get us up to the height so we can reach round 43. Okay, so double and then treble, like that. And now we're doing 6, moving way on to this side now, we're doing 6 DC2 together, starting in the first half double crochet. So you'll have to locate that, and hopefully you should see that it dips down a little bit here. You see that those are the doubles, and then half double, 3 of them here, and then doubles again. So locate that first one, and that's where you start. Okay, so let's go into that and do 6 of these stitches. So connecting 1 and 2 stitches. I always stop at 5 thinking, I wonder how many I've done, so I'm going to do 1 extra now. And I thought I was going to do, maybe that was 6, and that's probably 5 now, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's always 5. I always finish 5. And I have to do the last one as well. So that's 6 double crochets, 2 together. And once we've done that, we're doing 6 front post double crochets. And then we're doing 1 front post double crochet around the last 2 stitches. Now make sure you don't end up going in this one, because it looks like, oh, that's the next stitch. It's not, you've already used it. It's the next one. 1, because you'll be off, you'll count. Go, what did I do wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, bringing that out there, 6, like that. And once you've done that, 1 front post double crochet around the 2 of these, like that. And after that, you can cut your yarn and fasten your little cocoon. So that is your first cocoon, and then you make 3 more of them, and then we go on to round 45. And if I'm not wrong, I think that's the last one of this part, which means part 6 is almost done. Crazy stuff. Okay, have a lovely cocoon making few minutes. That didn't end up well. I should have planned that better. See you in a little bit. Welcome back for this last and final round of this part. It's gone ridiculously quick. You might not think so, or do you think so? I hope you do, because it means you're having fun. I'm having fun, so I guess that's why it's going quick. We are working with color G. In my case, that is teak. Let me find it. Woo! Teak. I've got this out here in case I need to break it open. Now this is a really exciting round. Like I really love this round. In the previous round, you created these cocoons. Now we're going to finish these cocoons in this round, and actually also go all the way on the sides. I've got a little clever way of doing this, and I'll show you by showing you how it looks when it's finished. Okay. Now, obviously, blocking these will make them a bit more, you know, it will give them some more shape, because now they're not. However, you can see what we're going for here. Now what happens is, when you start this round, you're going to be starting in the first, it says this, start in the first DC2 together on the right side of a big cocoon before any corner. Now it's quite far from the corner, because it's actually over here now, isn't it? after this treble, when you left the chain and went back up into round 44, right? No, 43, sorry. So you're going to start over here, and you're going to be going all the way around your cocoon, all the way around down here, and when you get up here, you're going to be finishing off in the same stitches that you've made in the beginning. I'll show you all about it. And then you're jumping in here, okay? So into this stitch here, the last unworked stitch over here, which is going to be a double crochet. So I've already done all of my, I've done 3 rounds. I'm going to go with you for one of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to also show you, even though this is the start of yours but the end of mine, show you what happens when you've completed a repeat, okay? Because when you've completed your repeat, it's going to say skip the last stitch, which is this starting stitch, okay? Well, not the starting, but starting to continue from your cocoon. So when you're going to leave this one empty when you've come around and go straight into that. So you're going to be jumping down into that later, and I'll show you what it looks like. Let's just start and maybe it will get very clear for you. Okay, so we're going to be starting off in this DC2 together, okay? And we've got this huge repeat actually, that we're going to be repeating 4 times, so there's loads of brackets in brackets and things like that. So let's have a look before we start. So if we look closely at our pattern, this repeat is in 3 stitches. In the first stitch you're going to make a half double crochet, a double crochet and a picot 2b. In your second stitch you're going to do a double crochet and a half double crochet. In your third stitch you're going to do a single crochet and then a half double crochet. And after that, that's your whole repeat. So you're going to do that again for the next 3 stitches, and then for the next 3 stitches, and for your next 3 stitches. So we're doing this repeat 4 times. So let's get started. Starting off with a half double crochet in this DC2 together, okay? Like that. And then a double crochet. Move this over so it doesn't distract you. And then a double, a picot 2b. In the next stitch we're doing a double crochet and then a half double, and in the third of the repeat we're doing a single crochet and then a half double, like that. Okay, so that's what your first repeat looks like. Getting knots in my yarn straight away. So that's your first repeat, okay? If you remember, this does mimic a little bit of these cocoons that we did here with the picots, remember? If you actually do look up what cocoons look like, it's not that far off. Okay, so let's do that repeat 3 more times. Half double crochet, double crochet, picot 2b. Next stitch we're doing double and half double. And in the next, single and half double. Okay, that's the second repeat done. So we're just going to keep on doing these repeats until we're done. So 2 more to go. Half double, double, and a picot 2b. Next stitch, double crochet and a half double. And after that, a single, and then a half double in the same stitch. One last time for the cheap seats in the back. Okay, half double crochet and a double crochet in the same stitch, chain 2 and make a picot 2b. In the next stitch, double and a half double, and like that. And then in the final one of this repeat we're doing a single crochet and a half double. Now that's that repeat done, so it'll look like that, okay? Once we've done that, we're doing 1 half double crochet in the next stitch, and also just to let you know, you don't worry if these sides aren't exactly the same, because the pattern doesn't tell you to do them exactly the same. Okay, so don't worry too much about that. If you think, oh, well, I thought I was doing this, and then you don't, and you know. In any case, now we're doing a DC2 together in the next 2 stitches. So that's over 1 and over 2. Okay, and now if you remember, we have 3 trebles in the middle of this, and we're actually doing a treble 3 together in the next 3 stitches. So we're doing trebles that we don't complete in 3 stitches. Should be left with 4 on a hook. Pull through all of that, and now in the next 2 stitches again DC2 together. Okay, this kind of, it pulls everything. I'll show you in a minute. You can see what it does. Let me pull that out a bit so we don't drop it. You see what it does. It creates this shape here, because it is a closed cocoon now, isn't it? It's been closed like so, and opened up and let out a huge butterfly. That's not scary at all. So that's why we're bringing it all together on top and also at the bottom. So once we've done that, and we've done our DC2 together, we're going to be doing another repeat, and it's exactly the same repeat as before. We're not doing a half double crochet now. If you remember, we did that on the other side. We're not doing that now. We're going straight into doing this repeat, and that consists of half double crochet, double crochet, 2B, and then in the next stitch double crochet and a half double, and in the next stitch we're doing a single crochet and a half double crochet, and then that's that repeat again. Remember, we're doing 4 of them this time around as well. So let's just get started. Half double, double with a picot on top, like having some sugar on top. Next stitch we're doing double, half double, whoops, okay, my yarn just went on the floor, we'll have to stay there. Single crochet and half double in the next stitch. So that's our second repeat done. Yeah, that yarn ran away. Naughty yarn. Let's keep going. Half double, we're doing these 2 more times. Half double crochet, double crochet, picot 2B. Next stitch we're doing a double crochet and a half double, and then single crochet and a half double crochet. Oops, like that. We had Zip Stitch live today. It was very fun, I'll tell you that. Half double crochet and double, picot 2B. There'll be time for me to chat the rest of this pattern. Hang on. Double, half double, single crochet and a half double crochet. Whoops. Now that's that full repeat done, and as you can see, we still have this one DC2 together left. How we're using that is that we're doing basically this at the beginning of a repeat, which is as a half double crochet, a double in the same stitch, and then a picot 2B. In the next stitch, which is the treble, we're going down and doing a double, oopsie, double crochet and a half double. Now after that, when you've completed that side like that, we're going down here and we will be doing 10 half double crochets in the next 10 stitches. So 1 half double crochet in each of them. So let's just start counting. 1, 2, 3. It's hard when it's on the floor. So what have I done? 1, 2, 3. Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. The next 4 stitches you're doing a double crochet. 1, 2, 3. Oh, come on. I think I'm going to need a new skein for this. I'm running out. 4. Now what you should be left with now, look at this. You see I'm turning my work, so you're going to have to go upside down. It's happened before in this pattern, so it's not something new. It is something quite fun though. So let's do that. Let's move the whole thing over. Okay, so when we've done that, see it's all upside down. What you should be left with here is there's 1 double crochet before you have this treble 2 together, connecting your chains, okay? And now we're doing a DC 4 together. So actually we're connecting 4 stitches. So we're basically doing what we've done up here, which is connecting and creating this little basket here. It's not a basket, but you know what I mean. And we're doing 4 of them. So it's the same principle as if you're connecting 2, but you just keep on going. So don't complete your stitches. So you do that 4 times, okay? That means you've got 5 on your hook, and then you complete that. And then we're just going back. So we're doing 4 double crochets in the next stitches, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then for the remaining stitches, we're doing half double crochet. So that's 10 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Peanut's trying to say hello to you, by the way. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And that should be that last stitch that you've got here before, let's see if I can show you this clearly, before you started this round, okay? So now if you look at your pattern, it says skip the beginning half double crochet, so that's that first one you did, and slip stitch in the DC you did after that, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move all of my blanket over again and try and see if I can show it to you clearly here. Now you're skipping that half double and you're slip stitching in that double crochet before your first picot, okay? Slip stitch in that, just so you close off the cocoon, because you want the cocoon to almost feel like it's all on its own here and not connected to anything else. So it's the best way to do that. So now this is where we get to this interesting part. Now if this is your first round, you simply go down into your first double crochet from round, I want to say 43. It must be, isn't it? Yes, it's 43, sorry, looking at the pattern. So you go into that and do a single crochet in there, all right? Now, when you've gone around once and it's your second repeat, which is what I'll obviously show you now because I've already done this once. What happens is, instead of going here on the front of your work, you're going to push this little space here that you've created when you've come around and started your second cocoon. You want to catch it from the back, okay? So you want to go into that stitch from the back, okay? because you're going to keep on crocheting on the back, and if you do it from the front, you're going to have to cross it over here, and that's just going to be messy. So it's better that you go from the front and do a single crochet. All right, so that's how we're getting ourselves to the back. Now for this little part in the back, this is what is later on going to create your corner. So because we're not going to be crocheting anymore into the cocoon. This also means, which is good to know, this also means if you, for instance, missed a stitch in the round before, in round 44, if you missed a stitch in this round as well, it's not going to matter that much. It's not going to ruin the pattern. It's not going to make it hard for you later on, because we're going to be working on this part now. So this is the last we're actually doing with this cocoon, except for attaching it later on, which is I think in the next part. But other than that, don't worry too much if you've missed something, or if you come around and you notice that you've done something wrong. That's fine. It's not gonna ruin anything for you. Now it does say like this. I'll read the pattern so we know what we're doing. You'll be crocheting in round 43, which is this yellow one, until you get to the next cocoon, starting off in the last stitch before the cocoon just made. Okay, that's that one I was talking about, which is that double crochet. The second, third, fourth time, go over the cocoon, back post half double crochet, and place the next stitch in the unworked stitch behind that. Again, the same stitch. Okay, so we've done our single crochet. Now we're chaining 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now when we're placing them, we're attaching, and we're doing a back post single crochet around each of the two corner trebles from round 40. Round 40 is going to be the one in the same color. Okay, so if you're following the color scheme, it's going to be that. The only difference here is place it around the stitch head and not around the post. So even though it's a back post, do it around the head, because otherwise you don't want it to drop it down here. You want to keep it up here. Okay, so if you look at here, you want to keep it so something is helping it from falling down. So instead of going around the actual post of it, you go here. Okay, so let's do single crochet there, back post one, then jump straight into the next one, and you can see you want to end up right there so it doesn't fall down later, because that won't look too good. Right there, and another single crochet around that back post one, chain 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I'm going to move my work over again. Put it in my lap, see if that helps. Probably not. Okay. And now when we've done this next 10, you can see what I'm going to show you what it looks like in just a second. It says to put a single crochet in the first unworked stitch in round 43, which is a back post. No, it's a double crochet, so not a back post. So you can see here where you've placed when you were making the cocoons around 44. So find that stitch and just do a little single crochet there, just to attach, this chain. So if we look at the back of our work, it's going to look like this, and that's what you're going to be crocheting later on to keep on going on the blanket. Okay, so we're just attaching these later on. Other than that, you're gonna find that your cocoon is actually done. So it's going to look like this, very open, very colourful. So much fun to see all the different colours. I posted that today in my stories. I think that look at the colourful, butterfly hashtag. It's amazing. It's so much fun. Okay, so now when we are on our way then to finish this repeat, this is going to be simple enough. I'll go with you anyways, but it's going to be simple because all we're doing is except for this first double crochet here, we're going to be doing back post half double crochets in basically every stitch. Okay, I think it is actually every stitch. When we get to these chains, we're going to be, after that, the last back post, chain 2, half double crochet around both chains, chain 2, and then just keep on going with the back post half double crochets. Same over here in that chain, and here it's basically the same as well. I'll show you when we get there, but it's very straightforward. So it's a nice round as well to finish this off. But so for now we're doing 12 back post half double crochets. Okay, so let's keep on. Let's see how far I get with the rest of the yarn that I have. I'm not sure I'm going to make it. A chicken race I won't win. That's probably what it is. So anyways, we had a really good SistersInStitch today. It was really fun. We were talking business, talking about the business that me and Tess have together, which is bringing us both, I'm talking for the both of us because she's not here, it's bringing us both a lot of joy, and it's so much hard work, and but that doesn't matter. It's so much fun. Working with someone that just become your best friend is so much fun, and yeah, so amazing. So okay, so we've done these 12, chain 2, 1, 2, half double crochet around the chains, that, and then chain 2, and then we keep on doing that back post half double crochets, 28 of them if I'm not mistaken. No, so we talked about the business behind and how we're working and how we've divided things up, and it's been yeah, it's really fun. And it's one of those things that you want to start things up, like, because I've always been like that, wanting to not really, I think it's quite fun to work for someone else as well. I've had loads of fun in my previous jobs. I've had so many different jobs, it's ridiculous. And I've actually always had fun, and it's probably because I've always chosen jobs where I work with a lot of people. I do like people in general, the nice ones. And but this whole thing of actually creating your own company and being able to work creatively has been the goal all along, because I think for me there's just nothing else I want to do. So that's always been the goal, even when I've been just having jobs just because, you know, you have to put food on the table kind of thing. And so yeah, it's funny though, isn't it, because I've been working with music for such a long time, I've never, before I started at the music publisher that I was working with for 5 years, I'd never had a job longer than a year. I'd always left because I was always done with that job. I know what I'm doing now, so let's find something else and something new. So that was, but that's because I changed that job all the time. I was working in copyright, I worked in royalties, I worked as an A&R, I worked as everything. So I had a lot of fun because it changed a lot, didn't I? Which this thing that me and Tess are doing does as well. It changes all the time because we have to work, see, it's the same thing. So chaining 2, half double crochet around the 2 chains, chain 2, and then keep going, doing 6 more half double crochets here, which is what me and Tess have to do as well, because 1 minute, you know, she's a web designer, 1 minute she's a designer for crochet, 1 minute, you know, we have to change all the things we do all the time, and that does get quite exciting. So all right, when we get to the middle of it, the only difference, kind of the same thing as we've been doing with the chain spaces, you chain 2, again you do a half double crochet around both chains, chain 2, but just going into this chain space here, you're doing a half double crochet, chain 1, and then a half double crochet. Yeah, chain 2 again, half double crochet around the chains, chain 2, and then we're off again with these half doubles. So you can see how the rest of this, except for the cocoon, and the cocoon's not that bad, it's just, I think it's fun to make because it's it creates that lovely, it just creates a lovely cocoon. So that's the same for me. So one day I'm a designer, and the other day I'm, you know, sound editing and video editor and crochet tutorial person, and you know, we just have all these, and do the economy within the company and stuff. So we have so many things to do, and not all of it's fun. A lot of it is quite boring, especially when it comes to all these paperwork things, and things like that can just drive you absolutely bonkers when all you want to do is just work creatively. But it's so much fun anyways. We're having fun, and that's the whole point. And I think that people are enjoying it, and I think people are enjoying the podcast. I think people are having fun with this Cal, at least. I've seen the ones I've seen, everyone seems to be having fun, and it makes us really happy. It makes it all worth it. And tomorrow, which will be old news by now, it's time for part 3, which is ridiculous because I can't believe that we've already on part 3. Oh my god. It means Peanut's also on his or her way. And we had a fun idea, well, I had a crazy idea during the live. I said, okay, so when I do go into labour, I'm gonna go on to stories, let everyone know, and have people starting a poll to see if it's a boy or a girl. It'd be fun to see what people think. Right now, I think it's a boy, but up until now, I've thought it's a girl. So don't trust me, because I don't know. And right now, we just have a really good girl's name, and I'm not sure of the boy's name anymore, even though I got my way on the boy's name. I'm not sure anymore of that name. So I need to find another name that I think is even better. Okay, so again, chain space, we're doing the same things that we've done. And for this last little part, you're doing 12 back half double, back post half double crochets. Okay. That. And you'll see now when you get to this first, where you started, that you've been in this first stitch. Okay, so to finish this off, what you're actually going to be doing is cut my yarn. And we made it with yarn. I'm going to show you how much I had left. That wasn't that much now, was it? I did win the chicken race. Done, Kay. See, and I've just finished part 6, and I think I've only started on, I'm not sure. I don't think I've started that many new skeins of yarn. So yeah, tight crochet. I've said that before now, haven't I? Ta-da-la-la. Okay, that didn't go well at all. It's because the camera's rolling properly. All right. Anyways, okay, so if we look at our previous ones, what's happened is you can see that you're going over this stitch, and we kind of want that for this too. So we're going to try and fasten. See it goes in underneath. We're going to see if we can try and fasten it around your starting one, okay? Because I'm going to fish that through, because that's supposed to be over here, because we want to try and mimic what it looked like beginning bit. This obviously is not the biggest deal in the world if you don't. I just think it gives it a nice. So we're kind of covering. Let's see if I can show you a bit. Hang on. You might actually want to see what we can do. We've got that chain here, we've got that single crochet here. So actually, let's go into the chain. Okay, change my mind. Let's go into the chain. So we're actually covering that single crochet, okay? Because that's what we would have had, okay? So we're going to be letting that come through here as well, which is the beginning of everything. So we have this going on the back here like we want to. We don't want to fasten it over here, we don't want to fasten it over here, we don't want to leave a big gap here. So try and fasten it, see what I did around the chain there. So you're covering the single crochet, so this will be the single crochet instead. All right, let's do that. Finish by attaching everything, and I'm going to do that in a minute. And other than that, well done. You have now completed part 6. It's ridiculous. Well done everyone who is still on the train, who hasn't fallen off without letting us know so we can help you back on. I don't know what else to say. I think it looks beautiful. I really love this corner. I love the cocoon, and it's hard for me to show more than that. Let's see if I can show you more for part 7. However, you know, I can't believe it's finished. Okay, that's part 6. I'm gonna stop now. I don't want to cry. Have a great week, guys. I'll see you back here for part 7. Ciao!